How you doing? My name is Bilal and I'm an alumni of the Clubhouse Network. I was always making music, and I made music with a guy I went to high school with, and we used to make songs and then put them on MP3. That's back when MP3s was popular. You know, there wasn't no iPhones for real for a minute. There wasn't like people had iPods, but it's real hard to get MP3s on them. So everybody had MP3 players, and we would come to school with a new MP3. You know what I mean? Play it for everybody. And people enjoyed it. They really liked the music. And so one guy was like, there's this place down the street from where we lived at. We live on the east side. I live, up in the Bloomfield area. He's like, there's this place down the street that got a studio, and they let you record and everything. I was like, what? So one day he just took me down here. And it's crazy because me and him, it was like I met him just to get brought into the Clubhouse, because we didn't really have like a relationship like that. And we didn't after either. So it was like he just introduced me to the Clubhouse. But when I came in, my impression was that this was a place with people who was making good music. Like, people were good. They were talented. We were all around the same age, and I felt like everybody was talented. You know what I mean? It wasn't just like you come into a place and you're like, oh man, like, I don't know, everything ain't really the way I wanted to be. But like, everybody was talented. You had Lux was coming down here, so many names. You know what I mean? Kai was in there making beats, TT was in there making beats, and I was like, oh, this is where I want to be at. And so that was my first impression for sure. My experiences were, if I had to use one word to describe them, I would say that they were always collaborative, because I wasn't making beats. I wasn't making beats for the majority of my music career. I wasn't even into understanding it. I just wanted to rap. And so there was always someone that was mixing up a beat, and me and Lum was always writing, and then somebody else would come in like, ooh, let me get on that, and then people wanted to sing on this, and then there was people who was recording videos, and so it was just like, there were so many different aspects that one person might be doing, and then we would all say, hey, let's do what that one person is doing for today or this week. So it was really collaborative, and it was kind of like a relay race, and a lot of batons are being passed in different directions and being passed back, and so it was like that for real. So I immediately kind of stayed connected into the Clubhouse Network, because I went to Clark Atlanta University for my undergrad, and when I went to Atlanta, Mr. Aaron plugged me into the Clubhouse down there. And the Clubhouse down there, that was another whole nother experience, right? Because now I'm 19, 20 years old, and they're allowing me into the space based off the fact that I'm an alumni, right? And I got to see another aspect of the same things I was working on, right? Because Atlanta is just a more vibrant place than Pittsburgh in a lot of aspects. There's way more people, right? So that Clubhouse was connected to like some ciphers that was happening with local artists and stuff. And they at that time, they had been blessed to get like all Mac computers, which was kind of unheard of, even for some college computer labs didn't have all Macs, And so I got to like start to figure out what it meant to be an audio engineer in that Clubhouse. And in my previous Clubhouse, I got to experience so many different aspects of acting, of writing, of recording. And then when I jumped over there, it was just like, hey, this is your aunt or your uncle. You gonna stay at their house for the summer? It was like that. It was just like, okay, this is family. And so I immediately became basically an honorary alumni of that Clubhouse too. Did all type of stuff with the kids there. Went to field trips and helped them create music, and we shot visuals and stuff. And so I stayed connected to the Clubhouse from, I would say, 16 to like actively I'm going to a Clubhouse almost every day, from like 16 to like 22. Yeah, and I got straight into that, and it was a great experience, man. It was good it felt safe, having the opportunity to kind of jump into something. You can go other places in the world and they say, oh, Clubhouse Network. And it's like, oh, it's like being a part of a secret society or something. Yeah. So now I am a history teacher. I teach social studies to 11th and 12th grade at Pittsburgh Public High School. And now what I have been doing outside of my teaching is I've been connecting one-on-one with certain recent high school graduates, and they kind of come to me and like come to my friends. Like there's a group of people, of young people who want information and want opportunity, and they want to be in a situation where someone could show them something. They want to learn, you know. And so, as a lifelong learner, I tend to attract people that want to learn, and I'll teach people how to mix. That's one thing I really love to do is show someone how to mix, how to audio engineer, how to get their music to sound better than it did. You know, what are the steps to take? And that's one thing that came directly from my interacting with the Clubhouse. You know, also I like to have that collaborative environment that I talked about here at the Three Rivers Clubhouse. We had the opportunity to Phase 4 Learning Center now. We had the opportunity to connect with each other. And so I try to create that, you know, for younger people in an atmosphere of artists who want to collaborate. They'll come over and we'll just cook up some beats and record some references. Then I'll tell them, you know, what to do with this. Create your BMI. You know, how do you start with the process of starting to gain revenue off of expressing yourself? And so that's the thing that I like to do in my spare time with younger people. But through my job working with students, I really try to also interact with them with some of the deep conversations we were able to have in the Clubhouse. See, Clubhouse didn't feel like school, never did. And I think if it did, we wouldn't have came, you know. So when we were at the Clubhouse, one of the things that didn't make it feel like school was being able to have real world conversations about relationships, about you know, our thoughts on government and world affairs, things that we really didn't have the opportunity to discuss in a free and casual manner in school. We did that at the Clubhouse, and that's what I try to bring into my classroom. And I think my students really enjoy that because I'm never one to tie them down with, hey, today we have to do this. I mean, of course, there's days where you got to stick to the script, but have given them that opportunity is something that I got at the Clubhouse that I think it made me realize how important I was in the formation of my personality, the formation of my career goals, and who I am as a person. And so I try to afford that to them. That's something that came straight from the Clubhouse into my classroom.